No way, they predicted the future. With the reveal of the brand new starter Pokemon for Legends ZA, there's been quite a bit of discussion about the lineup. Why exactly is Chikorita here? Well, that doesn't matter all that much because it has brought back to the surface this old card from the break era of the Pokemon trading card game that shows Chikorita and Fennekin discovering each other through some rift in a universe and eventually playing together in the following Fennekin card. No, I don't think it was a called shot a decade in the making, but it is a very funny coincidence. And before you ask, I didn't find anything on Totodile or Tepig. But what I did find was some insane lore that took place over the course of a few sets. Also that commercial with the Zygarde complete that I keep using in videos talking about Legends ZA that everyone keeps asking about, yeah, it was for Fates Collide also. Buckle up because it gets a bit weird. Now, the Pokemon trading card game has some really nice artwork. The lore is limited to little references shared between one or two cards. There have been larger stories that completely dominate a set and the mechanics in the past, which I will definitely talk about at some point, but more recently, there hasn't been anything too deep. Fates Collide was just about the last large-scale story. In an interview for the Pokemon Illustration Contest, TCG game director Atsushi Nagashima touches on some of the lore used to build Fates Collide. The illustrations that impressed me the most after these are the ones from the XY Breakthrough era. In this expansion, we use the illustrations to hint at the backstory plot that we had come up with. Using Mewtwo's Mega Evolution into Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y, we created a timeline where events from different past and futures collide, leading both Mewtwo to encounter each other. This is why the illustrations on the expansion's cards include some old-looking backgrounds and others from a futuristic town. We asked the illustrators to base their work on this story that we had prepared. It was an experiment of sorts. So we're presented with two different timelines, one advanced and one traditional, basically past and future, just like we've seen in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Anyway, these do seem to be parallel as seen best in the two Chespin, where the roles in the world are just about the same but the setting is different. Several other Pokemon cards that don't look like anything too fantastic also depict these worlds, basically setting things up before everything goes wrong. The rifts in time and space are apparently caused by the Mega Mewtwo throwing hands and messing everything up. This actually first occurs in XY Breakthrough and continues in XY Breakpoint. Before it begins to completely converge, we get several cards showing the tears in dimensions as various Pokemon react to them, and that is where the famous Chikorita card comes in. The holes in space-time give us some really cool art pieces, especially because they're always presented as being opposite each other with upside-down imagery. And these made some interesting new stadium cards that provided two effects while showing the opposite worlds about to converge. In Parallel City, the two main fixtures are a tower and a tree. This one also brings imagery similar to the White Forest and Black City from Generation 5. Although these are completely separate, the visual similarities in terms of theming can't be denied. With everyone scared and not sure what to do, they looked toward Mega Alakazam, the poster boy of Fates Collide. This was the time Mega Evolution was being promoted in the TCG, but it kinda makes sense to use basically the smartest Pokemon alive to solve the issue. Mega Alakazam's appearance was always so weird and mystical, so while I don't doubt it did the right thing, something feels very sinister about it all. Also, Zygarde is there, Zygarde complete no less. I guess it also helps out because, you know, it's the Guardian of the Earth, but we don't really get an idea of it doing much beyond maybe helping facilitate whatever Alakazam is planning, and the solution it comes up with is to let the two worlds just merge. Not collide, which implies crashing with destruction. No, it somehow is able to bring the two worlds together. So now we're presented with this weirdly haunting nature-filled futuristic city where all people and Pokemon can now live happily. The merging that happens is so strange because we see many places where plants and man-made structures and old and new buildings just fuse. I guess it worked out well because everybody's cheering and playing in their new home, but it looks absolutely insane. I love it, and organized chaos. I've always thought these kinds of things were weird, like I don't know how I would describe the way they make me feel, specifically with the music in Area Zero, which is phenomenal, but the way it blends past and future gives me a sort of dreadful awe, I guess. Exactly how I feel when looking at the new Parallel City. And well, I suppose everyone living in the TCG world got to live happily ever after, but as I mentioned, there are so many little events that feel weirdly familiar in the modern day. I mean, a technologically advanced city with nature and Pokemon living in it and Zygarde is also there? I don't know, sounds a lot like what we know about Pokemon Legends ZA so far. I don't think that these are hints or anything toward what we'll be experiencing once the game comes out because I know they're all separate continuities. I just thought it was fun to look back and see the coincidences. If anything, the media we have in the modern day makes this set and the corresponding artwork that much more interesting. But I mean, if Mega Evolutions do in fact threaten the world with space-time distortions, then I'm ready to save the day once again. So let me know what you think about the lore of Fates Collide in the comments below, and if you think we'll see any more elements shared between it and Pokemon Legends ZA. After being reminded of that Chikorita card and again using that one commercial over and over, I thought it was finally time to investigate the mystery for myself. I love the ways in which little stories or even grand epics can be told solely through the artwork of a trading card game. I do hope Pokemon tries to do something like this again in the future. As a Yu-Gi-Oh fan with a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, by the way, we basically get one of these every other year and are even getting an anime adaptation finally. The ways in which other fans engage with the story and its characters is amazing to see. I do wish Pokemon could do the same. We get a little taste of it here and there. Paradox Rift was a tease in the current era, but maybe Legends ZA is exactly the shakeup we need to get things rolling again. Anyway, I should get back to any little investigation I can to prepare for later this year. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the Great Gators, Boatload of Dote, Juan Moran, Sibon, King, Wafers, Young Ant, Sir Denchik, Trinlad, Banjo Yi, Star, Indecisive Idiot, Hydro, Al Rome, Slimy Chris, Nothing Normal, Alex Switch, Shiny Hunts, Tyler Hopper, Lockadox, Koi 13, Cemetery Hill, Cosmo Zero, Cheez-It 62, GatorKid 509, TF, Mathaclog 947, Taijirai, Justin R, Phantom, and Quago. If you would like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, and sometimes early videos, as well as our members only podcast, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
Two worlds collide. Powerful Pokémon shape the future. Pokémon trading card game XY Fates Collide. In stores now. Each booster pack of 10 cards sold separately. Cards vary by pack.